Live from the tank at the Sports and Recreation Center on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet is proud to welcome you into coverage of College of Staten Island women's basketball, part of a doubleheader here at CSI. It's the Dolphins taking on the City College of New York Beavers, continuing their CUNY slate of games. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm David Pizzuto alongside Mike Babuski, and we are about a half hour away from opening tip, so we welcome you in to the CSI Sportsnet pregame show here as we will break down the Dolphins, the Beavers, everything in between, and get you ready for live action right here from the Sports and Recreation Center. So, Mike, here we are once again at the Sports and Rec Center. It's been some time. The Dolphins haven't had a home game since November 20th. They're happy to be back, and they're coming in on quite a streak.
Yeah, you know, Dave, the Dolphins are playing very well. They're in the middle of 3 consecutive conference games. They won their first 2 conference games very handily, beating York College and John Jay College in their last 2 games, and coming in winning 4 games in a row, including their first ever victory against NYU. So it's been a very positive start, Dave, for the Dolphins here early this year.
Yeah, and as Mike mentioned, all 4 of their victories on the road. So they come back here, Mike, where they are 1-1 this season. The Dolphins 4-0, and you can make the argument, Mike, that the Dolphins could very well be 7-0 at this stage in the season. They had a 7-point lead against NCAA Division I Wagner College here in their last game at the Sports and Rec Center. Their only loss, and really, Mike, they haven't just been good in the CUNY. They've been ripping it apart. Their average win is in the 30-somethings. A lot of their starters have been given a lot of time to rest late in games. In the second half, they've been able to take a lot of time off the court. So the Dolphins really have been ripping through. And tonight they face a CCNY team that they've had some success with, but CCNY has come on strong in recent years. But again, Mike, a game on paper that the Dolphins are obviously heavily favored.
Yeah, you know, Dave, the Dolphins are coming in, like you mentioned, as playing very well here early in the start of the year, and they're going to really look to continue it here this afternoon against CCNY. It's a Beavers team that's changed a little bit since we saw them here last year, but they are coming in playing pretty well. They are 4-3 on the year, coming off of a big win against Baruch College, so they're coming in with a little bit of momentum as well. But, you know, like you mentioned, Dave, Dolphins playing very well. This is a very veteran-laden team. Christina Passatoro coming in, averaging over 24 points a game, already taking over as the all-time leading scorer in Dolphin history. And, you know, the team playing very well, really picking up in a lot of ways where they left off last year, getting some nice new play from a couple of new players in the backcourt, and really off to a good start, the kind of start that I think head coach Tim Shanahan was expecting here in this 2017 season. And
really, Mike, a great start on both sides of the ball as well. The Dolphins are scoring above 80 points per game. They're only giving up 52.7 points a game defensively. And Mike, when you ask Tim Shanahan and you ask some of the players on this Dolphins team what this team is all about, they don't hesitate. They talk about their defense. They talk about their ability to pressure the ball for 40 minutes, to contest shots, to get turnovers. That's their bread and butter. They are forcing 32 turnovers per game, and they're a plus 16 in turnover differential. Mike, that's their calling card, and you'd expect a lot more of that tonight.
Yeah, you know, they've been playing very well, putting on a lot of pressure defensively, you know, on some of these teams here early in this 2017 season. And, you know, it'll be interesting to see as the season goes along. And, you know, we have William Patterson coming into the tank on December 12th, a big non-conference game. And, you know, the Dolphins will go to MIT at the end of the month in between Christmas and New Year's. And, you know, we'll get a further opportunity to see how this team is developing here in 2017. And then, of course, as the season goes along, the big conference matches against Brooklyn College and Hunter College coming up as well. So, you know, a lot of basketball left to be played for the Dolphins, but this is a team, Dave, that is coming in as the CUNYAC champions, and really, from where I'm looking at it, are the strong favorites to repeat here in 2017, and have, you know, played the way that you would have expected here so far this year.
Yeah, and as Mike mentioned, their next 2 games after this one, both at home, William Patterson and NJCU, and then they end the 2017 year with a road game at MIT. So 3 non-conference to end, but before that, they finished their first semester games against CUNY competition. The Dolphins looking to stay perfect. Mike, to wrap up our talk about the Dolphins And before we take a break and switch over to CCNY, let's talk a little bit about the dynamic offense of some of their senior leaders. We all know about Christina Passatoro. She's the preseason All-American from D3Hoops.com, preseason Player of the Year from the CUNY Athletic Conference. And Mike, she's averaging 24 points per game. She's second on the team in rebounds. She leads the team in assists, leads the team in steals. And, Mike, when you really think about it, especially over this last stretch against CUNY competition, she doesn't really play in the fourth quarter. So she's putting up all these inflated numbers in just 3 quarters of play. And, you know, chances are, Mike, the Dolphins will go as far as seniors like Passatoro, Flecker, Angelique Price, and, of course, Victoria Cray take them.
Yeah, and, you know, as you get down into some of these tougher games, you know, Tim Shanahan likes to shorten up the bench a little bit, and you could see them playing more extended minutes. So, you know, getting some games here early in the season where maybe there's not as much pressure, you know, as much high intensity at the end of the games, and, you know, an opportunity for some of the players to sit during these fourth quarters will help as you move along in the season and the games get tougher, and more minutes will be expected out of some of those players.
Definitely. So the Dolphins red hot coming in. They're 6-1 overall. They are 2-0 in the CUNY Athletic Conference. As Mike mentioned, 4 wins in a row, all on the road. They beat Centenary College by 25 points. They beat NYU by 3, 65-62. On neutral ground at Hunter College, where NYU is playing their home games. A game, Mike, that they were leading most of the way, sometimes by double digits. It got close towards the end. But in their last 2 games, specifically in the conference, the Dolphins 63-point winners at John Jay College, and then a 39-point win at York. And they're looking, of course, to keep that momentum against the CCNY team. Mike, that's much improved, and we'll talk a little bit about them coming up in a little bit. Definitely. So what Mike and I will do is we will break. We'll take a few moments away, and when we come back, we will break down the Beavers of City College of New York. They're in the building, haven't come out to shoot yet during pregame, but we'll take a look more intimately at the Beavers when we come back right here on the CSI Sportsnet pregame show. Stay tuned.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do.
Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome,
I think we're breathtaking.
and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together.
Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook.
Fire in the hole!
And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just please, don't leave. Okay, but remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to...
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
And welcome back here to the CSI Sportsnet pregame show. We are about 15 minutes away from opening tip between the College of Staten Island Dolphins and the CCNY Beavers right here live from the College of Staten Island. It's snowing outside. We're nice and warm in here. We're glad you joined us here on CSI Sportsnet. Dave Pizzuto alongside Mike Babusky with you the entire way here for doubleheader basketball action. Mike, in the first half of our pregame show, we spoke a little bit about the College of Staten Island and the role that they're on. Let's take a look at the college, the City College of New York. They come in with a record of 4 wins and 3 losses, 1-1. This was a team, Mike, you know, the CUNY conference has always been rather top-heavy, the top 1, 2, 3 teams. And, you know, CCNY has always been one of those middle-of-the-pack teams, but they really put a strong foot forward last year, and they're looking to build on that momentum.
Yeah, you know, Dave, this is a CCNY team that, you know, just 2 seasons ago was able to upset the Dolphins and get their first win against CSI in quite some time. And, you know, although you look at the couple of games last year and you look at the final score and, you know, both final scores were kind of one-sided, the Beavers actually played pretty well in both of those games and, you know, did some things that gave the Dolphins trouble. And they're going to look to try to continue that here tonight. And, you know, those things, Dave, were to be able to push the ball inside and to be able to rebound the basketball. And this year, the Beavers are led by Ashley Burke. She's coming in averaging just under 14 points a game and, you know, really doing a great job on the glass. One of the leading rebounders in the country, averaging over 16 rebounds a game. And the Beavers are also coming in out rebounding their opponents by nearly 10 rebounds a game. So, you know, if CCNY is going to give the Dolphins trouble here today, they're going to need to do it offensively from the inside out.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things I was going to bring up as something to watch, Mike, is CCNY's dominance on the boards. It does figure that, you know, when this team is successful at out-rebounding their teams, they usually win games, and they were able to do that a couple of years ago when they defeated CSI by 2 points. It was their first victory against the Dolphins in 27 straight games. But the Dolphins did beat CCNY twice last year. The last time they met up, CSI won by 23 points. But again, Mike, as you mentioned, CCNY averaging 54 rebounds per game. Their opponents only averaging 45, so that's a +9 in that category for CCNY. And Mike, what that really does, especially on the offensive glass, where CCNY is a +54 in that department, it obviously leads to second chance points. It leads to second and third opportunities, and that's really where CCNY, really banks a lot of their points. They are outscoring their opponents 68-60 this year. So you kind of know, Mike, that if the Beavers are going to be successful tonight, they want to keep the scoring low. They want to be able to matriculate the shot clock, get good shots, and keep CSI from running their brand of basketball.
Yeah, and it's a pretty young Beaver team as well, Dave. Just one senior player in the lineup, and that's Erica Redwood. And, Erica, one of the leading rebounders on the team. And, Deborah Chan, of course, a familiar name to those of you that have watched women's basketball in the CUNYAC Conference over the last couple of years. But a lot of freshman players on this team, and, it'll be interesting and exciting to see how they come out tonight and play against a CSI Dolphin team that we mentioned a couple of times during the pregame show, Dave, that have really been playing well and really firing on all cylinders here early.
Yeah, and one of the other things that CCNY likes to do, Mike, is they like to shoot the ball from three-point range. Actually, both teams really enjoy shooting from beyond the arc and sometimes fall in love with it. But CCNY is averaging 8 three-pointers per game. They've outshot their opponents 196 to 116 when it comes to three-point shooting. So this is a team, if you do the math, averaging about 25 three-point shots per game. And they have a couple of different players who could do it. Deborah Chan, as you mentioned, she's averaging close to 13 points per game. She leads the team with 23 pointers. And then they have Madison LaSalle and Karina Coles that also are in double digits with three-point shooting. This is a team that's really able to kind of chuck it from different areas of the floor. And sometimes that works to the disadvantage of the Dolphins, Mike, because they do play high-pressure defense, and sometimes it leaves players open for big shots.
Yeah, it'll be interesting again to see how the Dolphins come out offensively because really, Dave, in the last couple of games against their CUNYAC competition, they've come out so strong so early that they've really decided these games almost in the first couple of minutes of the first quarter. So it'll be interesting to see if the Dolphins can continue to come out and continue to fly on the offensive end the way they've been able to do here so far early in the CUNYAC Conference schedule.
Definitely. So a lot of players to keep our eyes on both sides. Mike, this has been a series that's been dominated by the Dolphins, obviously, over the last few years. They've won 29 out of the last 30 meetings between the two sides. And for CCNY really to take this one, it's going to require a big effort for them. How big is a game like this for a young Beavers team? And, how important is it for the Dolphins to really keep their foot on the gas pedal?
Well, for the Beavers, Dave, this is kind of early in their development. It's a big game out on the road, but, the one nice thing about the CUNYAC Conference, as long as you can get yourself up toward the top of the table in the top 3 or 4 and get yourself into the tournament, some of the results of these regular season games really aren't necessarily that important. But if you're the Beavers here this afternoon, you certainly want to come out, play a strong competitive game, and try to keep the game within reach in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and the one thing, of course, that we still haven't mentioned, and I'm sure it'll come into focus later on during the season as well, is that the road to a CUNY championship always runs through CCNY. It doesn't matter where the Beavers finish in the standings. They know that they're going to play home games unless they have to go on the road for the quarterfinals. At least in the semis and the final, it's at their place, and they get some home court advantage there. So that's also a big positive for a team like this. And, Mike, this game also features 2 coaches that have been around the block for a number of years. Of course, Coach Angeli, Coach Shanahan. So these are 2 of the more seasoned coaches now, and a nice matchup coaching-wise between these 2 sides.
Yeah, it really is, Dave. And, again, it's the Dolphin team that, was finally able to break through and win the championship last year, and a CCNY Beavers team that's, been developing the program the last couple of years and really looking to take a step forward with a little bit of a younger team, just one senior, as we mentioned, and an opportunity for the developing Beavers to see where they are here early in the season.
Absolutely. And Mike, as we finish our talk about the Beavers principally, let's take a look at what's going on in the CUNY Athletic Conference, Mike. All teams really, there's a log jam at the top. We kind of expected that. And this conference, for the most part, in all years, have kind of been top heavy. And as you could see it from your screen here, it looks like that. Again, a lot of CUNY teams played last night, Mike, and Hunter improved to 3-0 as expected. They're 7-1. You look at right there in 4th place in Brooklyn, 1-1. Their only loss was to Hunter College. Of course, Lehman's always going to be in that mix, but you could see where CCNY is situated. And Mike, of course, the big difference from years past is that only the top 6 teams will make the playoffs this year. So that means the bottom 3 teams like York, Medgar, and John Jay right now are on the outside looking in.
Yeah, and and Baruch is coming off of a very tough loss against CCNY, a game that the Beavers were able to defeat Baruch pretty handily, and other early action in the CUNYAC Conference this year. Lehman was also able to defeat this same CCNY team by about 15 points earlier in the season. So some interesting things here happening early in the season. As you can see, Dave, other than Hunter College, most of these teams just playing a couple of games in the conference. So it's still pretty early on, but, never too early to get yourself up toward the top of the table. And, Hunter with those 3 early wins have gotten themselves there here so far, and the Dolphins looking for win number 3 here this afternoon.
Yeah, and a chance for the Dolphins to continue that undefeated run right now through CUNY. If they were to win this game, and they are favored in it, they'd be one of only 2 teams that are undefeated in the CUNY going into the holiday break, if you will, and before really CUNY conference games start happening one right after the other. So really is important there. So we've set the scene pretty well. We know a lot more about both of our teams. We're going to step aside, take an extended break. When we come back, we will have our starting lineups, and we'll get you ready for opening tip here live from the tank at the Sports and Recreation Center at the College of Staten Island. It's CSI versus CCNY, Game 1 of our basketball doubleheader, coming up next. Stay with us.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
One-on-One is an independently owned and operated physical therapy center since 1999.
One-on-One has multiple offices located in Staten Island and in Brooklyn.
One-on-One has been getting people back to living pain-free for almost 14 years.
The number one goal of One-on-One is to provide quality health care for our community and continue to strive to be the best in our field.
One-on-One physical therapy gets our clients back to work, back to play, and back to function as soon as possible. We help them reclaim their life.
Welcome back here to the Tank at the Sports and Recreation Center. Coverage of College of Staten Island women's basketball. Game one of a doubleheader between the College of Staten Island and City College of New York. You see the records on your screen. 6-1 for the Dolphins, 4-3 for the CCNY Beavers. So the starting lineups are being introduced as we speak. Mike, let's take a look at them, and for that I'll throw it over to my broadcast partner, Mike Babuski.
Thanks a lot, Dave. First, for the visiting Beavers, coming in with a record of 4-3, including a 1-1 conference record. It'll be number 30, Deborah Chan. Number 20th, Elizabeth Zulo. Number 4, Madison LaSalle. Number 33, Erica Redwood. And number 15, Ashley Brooks. Brooks leading the team in both scoring and rebounds. For the College of Staten Island, a veteran-laden starting lineup. It'll be number 24, Jackie Callie. Number 14, Victoria Cray. Number 10, Angelique Price. Christina Passatoro, the all-time leading scorer in CSI Dolphin history. And then Samantha Flecker. So Dolphins and Beavers here this afternoon, Dave, as Dolphins get their first conference action here in 2017.
Yeah, and absolutely no surprises in the starting lineup for each team. Both teams send out the top 5 that have been going pretty much all season long. As we mentioned, CSI averaging over 80 points per game, 81.6. They're only allowing 52.7 points a game, so their average margin of victory, 29 points. And on paper, they're favored in this one as well. For CCNY, they prefer it low scoring. They average 68 points per game. They only give up 60. Mike, your keys to the game here for the Dolphins to get them through against the CCNY Beavers.
Well, you know, Dave, I think it came up a couple of times during the pregame show. The Dolphins are going to get pressure put on them on the offensive glass by the Beavers. They need to rebound the ball defensively. Then the second thing is bench support. And, you know, I think one thing we've seen throughout 2017 is the Dolphins have been getting much better play out of their bench. And Coach Shanahan has been utilizing the bench much more. And then, of course, something Tim Shanahan harps on all the time is he wants the team to get quality shots. He wants the team to play quickly but look for quality shots up the floor. And, you know, with those keys to the game here this afternoon, if the Dolphins can do those things, especially number one, they should find themselves in pretty good position here this afternoon.
Yeah, but as we mentioned all through the pregame, that's the statistic that we'll be watching for the most. CCNY, 54 rebounds per game they are averaging. That's in the top half of the NCAA by a long shot. And Dolphins will have their work cut out for them in that department. Dolphins will look to go up-tempo. Don't be surprised to see CCNY try to slow things down. Opening jump here, Samantha Flecker battling one-on-one against Brooks. Brooks, of course, the big scorer and rebounder for the Beavers, and they will have first possession. It is Chan running point. She drops it down low to Brooks. Off the glass, it's in. Off the roll.
Nice start for the Beavers, exactly what they're looking to do.
5'11" junior Ashley Brooks hits the scoring column for the Beavers early. Dolphins go cross court over to Price. Tries to drive baseline, nothing doing. It's Cray, long range three off the side of the glass, no good, and here comes the Beavers. Chan working one-on-one against Cray, slipped and fell, had a backpedal, and we're going to have a jump ball, and possession is going to go to the Dolphins, who lost the opening tip. And a fresh 30 here for CSI.
So the Beavers turn the ball over for the first time. Brooks with the defensive rebound and the basket for the Beavers. So a good start for Ashley.
So Cray works it around here. Price finds Flecker for the first time. Cray up top of the arc. Tim Shanahan shouting out instructions here as the Dolphins reset offensively. Christina Passatoro, leading scorer, still has not touched the ball yet for the Dolphins as they go baseline to Callie. Up top to Flecker. Flecker drops in a three. It's good.
Yeah, and the Beavers coming out trying to play an aggressive zone here early. That time Flecker beats it from the top.
So we've seen two shots for the Dolphins, both three-point attempts. They lead 3-2 here in the opening stages. Looking down in front of the CSI bench is Chan. Drops it back up top to LaSalle. They work it around Redwood. Redwood stays inside, and it's going to be an offensive foul on Redwood. Take your pick. Might look like Redwood might have traveled on that as well. But instead, an offensive foul here on Redwood. The first foul called of the game. Minute and 24 seconds in.
Yeah, I thought they might call the travel on that one too, Dave. Instead, Redwood picks up the foul, and, you know, that's something that the Beavers need to be conscious of.
The pass was blocked in the lane and taken here by the Beavers, and it will be LaSalle. LaSalle, one of a number of freshmen on this team, cracking that starting lineup early. Her pass errant, but it's handled here by Chan. Chan looking inside of Brooks. Nice drop pass over the defense. Brooks off the glass, no good. Looking for the offensive board. It's off of the Dolphins, and CCNY will have a full 30 here and possession.
Yeah, and you get an idea immediately, Dave, of what the Beavers are going to be looking to do offensively, and that's pound the ball inside with 15 and 33 all day long.
And this is their first offensive rebound of the game. Will it result in a second chance point? No, as LaSalle sees her layup go in and out. And Callie here for the Dolphins. Dolphins again, typically looking to run the floor. It's Flecker, baseline three, no good. Long rebound, won by the Beavers. This is Zulo with one of her first touches. She's a sophomore. Left to right, drops it off to LaSalle. In front of the CSI bench, they reset. Redwood, partially deflected off of Price. Redwood, left-handed dribble, now goes over to her right. Drops off for LaSalle. Good defense by Price, back over to Redwood. 10 on the shot clock. Redwood, fronted by Price. And it'll be a turnover via the traveling violation. So CCNY with their second turnover here in the early stages.
Yeah, and you can see where the Beavers are going to struggle a little bit, Dave, and that's handling the ball in the backcourt. They're in good position if they can get the ball inside. Dolphins are going to put pressure on their backcourt to try to prevent that.
CSI through 7 games, forcing 32 turnovers per game. That is a mammoth number. Flecker again for 3. That one too long. Ends up in the hands of Price. Reverse layup was blocked by Brooks. And CSI continues to have it. Actually, it will be CCNY ball as Flecker. Actually, no, CSI will get it as CCNY had a hand on it, but they were out of bounds, Mike. So 11 on the shot clock. Ball did not hit the rim on that last exchange. This is Cray now to inbound. Right underneath to Callie, wide open and off the glass and in for the layup.
Yeah, and Jackie Callie's had some very good games offensively for the Dolphins early on, Dave. And, you know, Dolphins really could use that scorer.
You see a weak press there by the Dolphins. Now they front in Chan, and the pass is picked off by Callie. Here comes Callie now, right sideline. Reverse, gets it over to Passaturo, her first touch of the afternoon, and she gets the first bucket of the afternoon, 7-2, and CCNY wants to talk it over 30 seconds, Mike, so we'll keep it right here.
Yeah, and the Beavers got off to a great start offensively, Dave. They took the tip and they fed the ball inside and got a layup with Brooks, and it looked like, that would be something they would be able to draw on here in the early going, but the Dolphins have been playing very good defense, putting a lot of pressure on the Beavers and preventing them from having those easy entry passes. Beavers have already turned the ball over a couple of times, and the Dolphins have gone on a 7-0 run since the opening basket.
Yeah, and the Dolphins 3 for 7 from the floor. They're only 1 for 4 from downtown, Mike, so 2 for 3 from inside the arc, and you think that might serve them a little bit better, but we talked about that with both of these teams, live and die by the 3 sometimes. The Dolphins, of course, have outdone themselves here, shooting the ball 4 more times in the early stages, and that's, again, thanks to a couple of turnovers that they forced. 4 turnovers now for CCNY in the opening 3+ minutes. And this is LaSalle now off the long inbounds pass, working one-on-one against Cray. Now here comes the double team. LaSalle loses the dribble initially, but is able to drop it off to Redwood. Redwood now, left-handed dribble in the lane, drops over to Chan, partially deflected. Chan inside to Brooks, fronted by Price. Brooks turns around, layup is good, and the foul.
Yeah, so that time a little helter-skelter play on the inside, but again, Brooks able to use her size. She's clearly the biggest player out on the floor. She has all the Beaver points so far, and now has an opportunity to make it a 3-point play.
Brooks, one of 4 juniors on the team from Cardinal Spellman High School. Her free throw is no good, and Price mishandling the rebound, goes out of bounds. Price thought she was interfered with as she went toppling right into Elizabeth Zulo, but another second chance opportunity here for the Dolphins, for the Beavers, Mike. As that's been one of the calling cards of this CCNY team through their 4 victories this season. Top of the arc, intercepted by Cray. 5th turnover here for the Beavers. Dolphins looking to run. Passaturo all the way down. Layup is good.
Yeah, so Christina, 2 baskets on 2 layups, and the Dolphins open to the lead back up to 9-4, and now Angelique Price will pick up a foul in the backcourt, Dave.
Yeah, Dolphins were looking to force another turnover. Instead, Price picks up the foul. It's her 2nd personal foul, and so quickly Nicole Mbesi will come in to the fray here. Mbesi, a 5'7" junior for the Dolphins. And here comes CCNY once again on the long inbounds pass. It's Zulo controlling, and that one goes off of Mbesi's foot and out of bounds.
All 9 Dolphin points so far, Dave, off of Beavers turnovers. So Dolphins using those turnovers to their advantage here in the early going.
Yeah, the Dolphins 4 points on the fast break as well. And Beavers there pinned into the corner, able to get it out. Chan controls. CCNY wants the ball to travel through Chan's hands just about on every possession. Redwood travels as she tries to drop it off to Brooks inside. And with 6:02 remaining, that is turnover number 6 for CCNY. Flecker drops off baseline to Mbesi, back up top. Flecker looking to work it around, rethinks it, goes across court to Cray. Pass tipped, ends up back into the hands of Cray. This is Passaturo. Dribbles left, drops off to Cray, long 3. It's an air ball, didn't hit, and it goes out of bounds. Samantha Flecker tried to catch up to it. But the Dolphins now 1 for 5 from 3-point range here in the early stages, but they do have a 5-point lead, 9-4.
Yeah, they're really giving the Beavers a lot of trouble with their defensive pressure, and that's something they should be able to continue here this afternoon.
There's another turnover for CCNY, now looking low. Passaturo, Alex out, Cray, Flecker back over to Cray, and pass was too strong. Flecker's able to catch up to it, and the Dolphins will reset things here with Passaturo running point. Dribbling right, drops off to Flecker. Flecker now looking baseline at Callie. Callie can shoot from there. She's averaging 44% from 3-point range. Instead, they look inside, and Bessie streaking inside was Callie. 2 and 1 on the shot clock, and the Dolphins are guilty of a shot clock violation. Not called as Brooks is able to collect the rebound. But that shot well after the shot clock had gone out, Mike.
Seemed like it.
Break for CSI, even though the ball obviously did not get in. It's Brooks controlling. She has all 4 Beavers points. Drops off to Zulo. Zulo looking to get it in between the trees. Can't do it. And that's the 8th turnover for CCNY. Pasaturo's layup is no good. Offensive rebound for the Dolphins. It's Pasaturo cutting inside, dropping off in the lane. No good. Another offensive rebound for Mbesi. And the Dolphins will have a 3rd opportunity here.
Yeah, the Beavers really shooting themselves in the foot, Dave. They really just need to find a way to get the ball up into the front court and feed it inside, but the Dolphins are just relentless in their defensive pressure here through the first 5.5 minutes.
5'9" freshman Crystal Blair checks in for CCNY. Jackie Callie all alone underneath. That's the 2nd time Cray was able to find Callie unguarded for an easy layup, and the Dolphins have their biggest lead. It's 7 points. Turnover here for City College. Dolphins work it around. Cray left wide open for 3. No good. Off the back iron. Dolphins battling. We have a foul whistled against Jackie Callie. Actually, no, it was out of bounds. Last touch by Callie.
Yeah, and the Dolphins in the middle of an 11-2 run, and the Beavers almost a little fortunate, Dave, because it could have been a little bit more.
Yeah, this game is only 5+ minutes old. CCNY with 9 turnovers. And that's almost a backcourt violation there as Chan gets it. Up top to Blair. Blair cuts into the lane, goes off the glass, no good. And it's Cray with the rebound. Dolphins looking to run. Cray, 3 against 3 down the floor, but Pasatoro wants to stop things up here, and Callie's guilty of a travel, and Tim Shanahan yelling at Jackie Callie to shoot the ball. She was open there. CSI's best 3-point shooter as far as percentage is concerned. Another pass way too long, and Mbesi is the only one there for CSI. 10th Beaver turnover here of the quarter. It's Cray over to Flecker. Flecker works it back up top, drops off to Pasaturo. Pasaturo looking to cut in 1 against 2, opts out, gets it over to Cray. Cray penetrates the lane. It's off of her legs and out of bounds. So the Dolphins now with their 3rd turnover.
Yeah, Victoria is struggling a little bit offensively here, Dave. Her first turnover of the game, and she's also 0 for 3 from the 3-point line.
Dolphins still up 11-4. CCNY gets it up to Blair. Blair looking at Brooks. Brooks able to cut the lane. Nice interference there for Callie, but she's going to be called for the foul. It'll be her first.
Yeah, that time Brooks able to catch the ball out at the foul line, Dave, and have a clear path to the basket. So Callie picks up the foul and force Ashley to go to the free throw line for these 2 points. She's a 62% free throw shooter, 20 for 32 on the year.
She's 0 for 1 already tonight, and she does make that one, so it cuts the Dolphins' lead to 6, 11-5, and it breaks up the mini run there by the Dolphins. Brooks with all 5 of the Beavers' points thus far. The first 2 were via layups. She has missed a free throw, and this is her 3rd attempt of the afternoon. It's a good, and she's got 6 here for the visitors. Megan McEwen has come in along with Diana Tadaro for the Dolphins, as only Flecker and Pasaturo, the 2 remaining starters on the floor for CSI. It's Flecker, baseline 2-pointer, and it rattles around, no good. Battle for the rebound. It is ultimately collected by Brooks. And here come the Beavers the other way. Long touchdown pass, now working inside and blocked down by Mbesi. That was against Karina Coles, the 5'3" junior who had come in. So a rare block that time for Nicole Mbesi. Coles gets it over to Chan. Chan with her first 3 attempt of the afternoon, no good. Pasaturo with the rebound. Here come the Dolphins 2 against 2. It's Pasaturo underneath. Turnaround, layup, no good, and the rebound won by Blair. Blair looking for an outlet and finds Brooks. And here comes CCNY the other way. 2 against 3. Cutting in is Coles off the front of the iron, no good. And here comes CSI the other way. It's Megan McEwen. McEwen drops off to Mbesi. Mbesi in the corner. Flecker thought about a 2, no good. Megan McEwen for 3, no good. Long rebound, once again, won by Blair. She's been busy. Elizabeth Zulo now controls. CCNY now with another opportunity to cut into that CSI early lead. 2:20 remaining in the first.
Yeah, Dolphins going cold from the floor, Dave, now just 5 of 17 in the first quarter.
Coles, the drop off to Brooks, gets her own rebound and is fouled on the putback. And Coles has been busy. Brooks has been busy. Ashley Brooks will get her 3rd trip to the free throw line here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, she already has all 6 of the Beavers' points, Dave, and 5 of their 12 rebounds here in this first quarter.
Yeah, she's averaging over 13 points and 16 rebounds per game. She misses the front end of a 2-shot foul, but the 16.3 rebounds, among the best in the nation. She faces the player who leads the nation in scoring, Christina Passaturo. A couple of dynamic players in this one here. Brooks' second free throw is good as it gets a friendly roll. She has all 7 Beavers points and 5 rebounds. It's 11-7 Dolphins. Here comes Passaturo cutting in. Finds Mbesi on the baseline now. Flecker with a mid-range 2, and that one halfway in and out. Tadaro with the rebound. She's fouled, going up for the layup by Blair.
Yeah, and Tadaro's really been a help to the Dolphins, Dave, here this year. She really gives the Dolphins a little bit more size, and she really does a good job of extending the bench. She's averaging over 5 points and 5 rebounds here early in the season. So good spark provided by Tadaro here early this year.
And the good thing about Tadaro is she is very dangerous from the free throw line. She's now 9 of 10 for the season. CSI best 90% from there, and breaks up the mini run by the Beavers here. Makes 1 of 2. Dolphins back up by 5, 12-7. We are under 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Chan controls. She's only taken the 1 shot here, looking underneath, and it's going to be a foul on Brooks via the push-off. And who earned it, Mike, but Diana Tadaro?
Yeah, so Tadaro comes in and draws the foul, and that's the first on Brooks. So the Dolphins will get the ball off in the turnover with 1:45 remaining. And, you know, Dave, they've gone cold from the field and haven't had a basket for a while. So let's see if they can get a good offensive set and a good look here.
Yeah, Dolphins just 28% from the floor here. They're 5 of 18. They've had 9 more shots than CCNY has, and a lot of that is because of the turnovers. We'll get to that in a second. Megan McEwen around the horn here to Flecker. Back over to McEwen. McEwen drives the lane, puts it up, no good off the back iron, and it is going to be against Tadaro as the loose ball actually to be on Megan McEwen, who went in too strong trying to get her own rebound. And the Dolphins, that'll be their 5th foul of the quarter, and so we'll go straight to free throws here for the Beavers.
Yeah, and, you know, once again, Dave, a pretty good look for the Dolphins, just not able to buy the basket. And, you know, Brooks is going to go right back to the line and as she draws another foul. So she's been very active here for the Beavers this afternoon, and an opportunity for 2 more free throws.
She's 3 for 4 from the line. She has all 7 Beavers points in this quarter. CCNY as a team just 2 for 9 from the field, but Brooks has been 2 for 4. Everybody else 0 for 5. And for the Dolphins, Mike, they're just 5 of 19 from the floor. They've gotten off 10 more shots than CCNY, and a lot of that is because CCNY 11 turnovers here in the first 8+ minutes.
Yeah, you know, Dave, and their 5 baskets came early in the quarter. They haven't gotten one in about 3 or 4 minutes.
So 12-9 is the lead for CSI. 1:15 remaining in the quarter. Victoria Cray has come back in to replace Megan McEwen. She controls. Mbesi, baseline pass over to Flecker, cross court to Cray. Back to Mbesi. Inside for Tadaro. Her shot was blocked, and it was Flecker whose shot was blocked again by Brooks. I believe both of those blocks will be credited to Brooks. Good defensive sequence there for the junior. And here comes Deborah Chan the other way. 45 seconds to go here, 19 on the shot clock. Timeout. Actually, an inadvertent whistle, perhaps.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, Dave. And so the Beavers will get to inbound now with 16 on the shot clock. An opportunity to tie the game here with a 3-point shot, Dave.
I believe the official thought CCNY had called time. In fact, they did not. So official time now back in. 15 on the shot clock. Coles controls. Dribbling right, able to cross up on Cray. Now it drops off to Chan. Chan for 3, no good. And here comes the Dolphins the other way. Flecker, touchdown pass from Cray, off the glass and in. And now with the shot clock off, CCNY with possession down by 5. Coles wants to run the floor. She's got 2 Dolphins on him and she's going to get fouled. Looks like it'll be against Nicole Mbesi. That'll be her first. Actually, no, it'll be, or will it? Actually, on Victoria Cray, they're going to call the foul on, so that's her first. And a chance, Mike, for someone other than Brooks to score here. It'll be Coles at the line, shooting 2, 19.2 seconds left.
Yeah, I thought that was a little bit of a tough foul on Victoria, well away from the basket, but an opportunity for the Beavers as she hits the first.
And the Beavers, who only have 10 shots in the quarter, have been now to the line. They're 6 of 7 from the free throw line and make that 7 of 8. So good job here by the Beavers getting the free points. And the Dolphins' lead is cut to 3. 15 on the game clock here. Flecker inside give to Tadaro. She's able to get space and get the layup in. And now with 5 seconds remaining in the quarter, CCNY with one last chance to heave. Coles isn't aware. LaSalle runs out of time. And so at the end of one quarter complete, Mike, it's the Dolphins 16 and CCNY 11. We'll take a break, step aside. When we come back, second quarter, we'll start here live from the tank at the College of Staten Island. It's the Dolphins 16 and the Beavers 11. Stay with us.
Gary, we are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. Yeah, but I don't know where to start. That's why we're here. We're free, handsome, I think we're breathtaking, and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together.
Go to GetSchooled.com for more info.
Dolphins 16, Beavers 11 here. End of the first quarter as we get set for the second quarter of action. Mike, the story of the first quarter, CCNY 11 points, but also 11 turnovers. And the Dolphins cold from the floor. They're only shooting 31%.
Yeah, you know, Dave, the Beavers find themselves trailing by just 5 points despite only 2 field goals in that first quarter. And, you know, a lot of it stemmed from the Dolphins just really struggling to score at the end of the first quarter, and the Beavers' success from the free throw line going 7 of 8.
And it will be the Beavers who have the initial possession here of the second quarter. I'd like to say hello to all of our friends at home who are watching. Shout out to Jennifer, who wanted one. So she gets one here. Thank you for the text, and thank you for your support. To all of our fans tuning in, it's LaSalle controlling. Up top to Zulo, now with 10 on the shot clock. She has her pocket pick. Looking like Tadaro got mixed up with it. Zulo still running low on the clock. Dolphins able to get it. Flecker all alone for the layup. It's good. And another turnover for the Beavers leads to more points for the Dolphins.
Yeah, and it really has been Tadaro coming in and being a great spark for the Dolphins, Dave, off the bench offensively and defensively.
Dolphins 13 points off of Beavers turnovers. There's an air ball shot in the corner by Coles, and here come the Dolphins ready to run. Pass underneath to Price. She's fouled. No basket, as the foul was before the shot. And it will be, I believe, against number 33, Erica Redwood. She is the only senior on the team, Mike, from Queens, New York, Flushing High School.
And that'll be her second personal, Dave. So she picks up her second here early in the second quarter.
And, of course, CSI will get a fresh 30 because of the – and there's a three-point goal as the Dolphins' first of the game, 21-11. They lead by 10. It is Coles now controlling. She's being double-teamed, gets it across to Redwood. Redwood, partially deflected there, gets over to Zulo. Zulo cuts in, drops off to Brooks. Brooks, heavy-handed shot, offensive rebound for the Beavers. It's LaSalle with a long two, no good. And it is Pasaturo coming down with the rebound. Dolphins with their biggest lead, it's 10 points. They've had the first 5 of this quarter. It's Tadaro, up and in, and the foul.
Beautiful move once again by Tadaro, Dave. We mentioned how active she's been since checking into the game. She's going to pick up her second basket for the Dolphins. She now has 5 and an opportunity to make it a three-point play.
Tadaro obviously with a big lift here for the Dolphins coming off of the bench. She's 2 for 3 from the floor, 1 for 2 from the line. And that one is good, so she completes the three-point play. And just like that, Mike, the Dolphins outscoring CCNY in this quarter 8-0, and they have a 13-point lead.
Yeah, you know this explosive offense is going to find their way eventually. So, the Beavers are going to need to find a way to score, and a big second personal foul, Dave, just picked up by Ashley Brooks.
Yeah, so that's a second foul. Brooks looking to get separation. Was called for that one. Cray now controls.
Dolphins should find a way to throw it into Tadaro against Brooks now, Dave.
And they get it over to Flecker near the baseline. She works it back up top. Now to Price. Price to Tadaro, back over to Flecker. Wide open three-pointer is good.
2 consecutive three-pointers by the Dolphins, Dave, and they open the lead up by 16. Big run for the Dolphins to open the second quarter.
Yeah, so an 11-0 run. We'll see if this is a full or a 30. As a warning being issued to the CCNY bench, it will be a full timeout, so we will step aside, take a break. It's been all Dolphins in the second quarter. They lead the Beavers 27-11. Stay with us. You're watching CSI Women's Basketball right here on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
We are back here with the Dolphins, who, Mike, just 2 minutes and 11 seconds ago only had a 5-point lead at the end of the first quarter. That lead has now gone up to 16 as the Dolphins have raced out to an 11-0 run here to start the second.
Yeah, the Dolphins have been sparked offensively and defensively by Diana Tadaro, and then Flecker hits our second three-pointer of the afternoon. And, just like that, the Dolphins open up a 16-point lead against a team, Dave, that still only has 2 field goals on the afternoon.
Yeah, they're 2 of 13 from the floor. There's a give inside to Blair. Blair working inside. A couple of blocks by Tadaro. I have to believe those were blocks. And here comes Passatoro. One-on-one the other way. Off the glass and in. 13-0 run to start the second for the Dolphins. This is Zulo. Zulo looking to cross up on Passatoro. The give inside. Nice pass to Blair. Blair working right side. Off the glass and in.
Yeah, that finally breaks the Dolphin run, Dave, but the lead is still 16.
Dolphins still looking to run. Price the other way. Got blocked by Coles. But the Dolphins able to get it back, and the Dolphins will reset the offense. Cross court over to Price. Price drops inside to Tadaro. Off the glass, no good. Price gets the rebound. This is Flecker. Flecker for 3. It's good.
Yeah, another nice play that time by Tadaro. She's been all over. She kept the ball alive. It finds its way back to Flecker, and all of a sudden Flecker leads all scorers, Dave, with 13.
Dolphins had 16 points in the first 10 minutes. They have 16 points here in the second. We're only 3 minutes and 23 seconds in. Blair drops off inside. Nice pass to Redwood off the glass. No good, but she was fouled by Samantha Flecker. That'll be her first. And CCNY, this is the one element of their game, Mike, that has been very strong. They're 7 of 8 from the free throw line. Dolphins 2 of 3 from the line, but this is where the Beavers have been able to chip away. They'll have to do it in a big way now. They're down by 19 points. Almost in the blink of an eye. Redwood makes the first. Chan checks back in, replacing Coles. And Jacqueline Callie comes back in for the Dolphins, replacing Victoria Cray, who's been strong defensively with a couple steals in this one.
Yeah, the Dolphins shooting red hot from the floor here in the second quarter, Dave, and the Beavers just not with an answer offensively.
Except for their prowess at the line where they're 9 of 10. Jackie Callie wide open underneath. Great give from Christina Passatoro. And with 6:20 remaining in the first half, the Dolphins back up by 19. Got a glimpse of statistics there on the lower portion of your screen and how things are going shooting-wise. Dominated by the Dolphins here, especially with a strong start here in the second quarter. This is Chan controlling. Works it across to LaSalle. LaSalle from three-point range, no good. That was a deep three, didn't miss by much. It goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Beavers, and the Dolphins will have control here.
Beavers now 0 of 4 from the three-point line. The Dolphins, who have hit 3 in a row, now 4 of 10.
Inside give, and now back out to Flecker. Flecker to Price. Price with a jumper from three-point range, nothing but net. 37-15, the Dolphins with their biggest lead. It's 22 points. Ooh, a hard drive by Blair, who's knocked to the ground. She gets up okay. That's a good sign for Beavers fans, as Tadaro will get called for the foul. That is her first. She'll get taken out promptly for Rosa Perone. Not in the act of shooting, so CCNY will get a fresh 30. Inbounds pass was blocked and controlled here by Passaturo. 14th turnover of the game for the Beavers, and the Dolphins turn it back over. Beavers control. Triple covered was Redwood. She gives it up. This is Price from Flecker, off the glass and in.
The Dolphins continue to expand on their lead. It's now Angelique getting involved. She has 5.
Points off of turnovers, 18-2 in favor of the Dolphins. That's the story of the game right there. 39-15, Dolphins with the lead. And a quick foul here, whistle against Rosa Perone against Blair.
So Rosa checking into the game for the Dolphins, picks up her first. The Dolphins pick up their third team foul here of the second quarter, so the Beavers will inbound with a fresh shot clock.
And you can see on your screen on the shot clock, 5:03 remaining in the second quarter. Dolphins comfortably ahead, 39-15, but not so at the end of the first quarter. They were only up by 5. And another turnover for the Beavers, and the Dolphins take a quick 30 as Coach Tim Shanahan, recognizing Flecker on the ground, promptly calls timeout. But Mike, the Dolphins outscoring the Beavers 23-4 in this quarter.
Yeah, you know, the Dolphins were able to open up the game with an 11-2 run, Dave, after the Beavers scored the first basket, and then the Beavers were able to keep it close. The Dolphins really just went ice cold from the floor, but here in the second quarter, really a different story. The Dolphins have come out, they've hit their three-point shots, they've hit from the field, they've defended very well, they've forced turnovers, and they really have blown this game open here early in the second quarter.
Yeah, and the Beavers had some life with their ability to get into the paint and try to get the layups with Brooks, but the Dolphins have put good defense there on the inside, forcing CCNY into some bad shots from the field. The Beavers are just 3 of 16 from the floor here, and we are 15 minutes into the game. This is Callie on the baseline, drops over to Price, left open, opts to give it to Flecker near the free throw line. Her jumper no good, but she gets the offensive rebound. They give over to Price. Price to Callie on the baseline, no good off the side of the backboard, and it is Blair with the rebound. Like we mentioned how important rebounds were going to be in this game. The Dolphins are +3 in that department, 18-15, so doing a great job there. And there's an inside give, pass intended for Zulo, and that will be another turnover for the Beavers.
Yeah, and the Beavers have done a pretty good job slowing down the turnovers in the later stages of the first quarter. But here in the second quarter, they're turning the ball over a lot, and now they have Brooks on the bench, so let's see how they do without their leading scorer.
Cross-court pass. Dolphins work it, but a travel violation. So the Dolphins with only their 6th turnover of the half. The Beavers with 17, so the Dolphins still a +11 in that department. This is Redwood controlling for CCNY, dropping off to Zulo. Zulo from just inside half court, works it left side against Price. Cross-court pass almost intercepted, but spilled out of bounds by Passaturo. This will still be CCNY's ball with 16 on the shot clock. And it will be only a short pause for Brooks as she works her way back in, replacing Blair. Blair's been busy since she came in, but she's hit the ground hard a couple of times. As for Brooks, she scored CCNY's first 7 points of the game, has had 2 points since. Redwood controls, 10 on the shot clock. LaSalle back over to Redwood. Now 5 on the shot clock. The drop off to Zulo. CCNY needs to get off a shot. They may not be aware, and it will be a shot clock violation. No basket. Chen was able to get the short jumper to go, but it was after the shot clock had wound down. 3:46 to go here in the half.
Good defense that time by the Dolphins, drawing their first shot clock violation of the afternoon.
Price getting it over to Perone, now to Passaturo. Looking inside to Callie. Quick pass to Passaturo. Nice job by Redwood to interrupt that one. Goes out of bounds. Get a good look at the CSI cheerleaders there. Out in support for the Dolphins on what is their third home game of the season. Price over to Passaturo. Passaturo dribbling left, gets it back. Long three, no good off the back iron. It's Callie going in hard, getting the offensive rebound. Fresh 30 for the Dolphins, and because of a hit to the head, it's an official timeout, and number 15, Ashley Brooks will have to get looked at.
Yeah, she appears to be okay, Dave, yep. So the Dolphins ultimately will have an opportunity to inbound the basketball here with 3:21 remaining here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Callie went in hard for that rebound. That was the cause for the upset from the CCNY bench. Dolphins continue to have it. Price for three, no good. Long rebound into the hands of Chan. Here comes Chan. Nice fake against Flecker, and now Flecker's going to get called for the foul. That'll be her first.
Yeah, a little bit of a touch foul that time called on Flecker, but Callie providing the Dolphins with some physical play, Dave, and you add her and Diana Tadaro to the mix, and Dolphins have a little bit more physical play than they've had in recent years.
Absolutely, yeah. They can definitely afford to mix it up a little bit more than what they've been used to. For the Dolphins, that was their fourth foul, so another one will put the Beavers in the bonus, where they have been very good from the line here tonight. Intercepted pass by Flecker, who was guilty of that last foul, and here comes CSI the other way. 3-on-2. It's Price inside, offensive foul. So Price will get called for the offensive. That'll be her third personal, Mike. And we see Brianna Rubisky promptly taking off her warm-up and getting into the game. Her first action for the young freshman, Brianna Rubisky. 5'9" freshman from St. Joseph by the Sea. Her first action of the afternoon. And CCNY will get to do it over from near their own bench.
Rubinski, another one of those senior freshman players, Dave, for the Dolphins, averaging just under 5 points, so she'll have an opportunity here to play in the second quarter.
Long pass, inside give. It's off the fingertips of Perrone. Pass was intended for Brooks. 20 on the shot clock. Inbound pass, not a lot of room. It goes over to Chan. Chan dribbling the baseline, finding Coles. Close. Block will be called against the Dolphins, and Beavers will automatically go to the line. And it will be called against Jacqueline Callie. That's her second.
So Jackie now picks up her second. She has two. Angelique Price already on the bench for the Dolphins with 3. So a couple of Dolphin players, Dave, starting to accumulate personal fouls here in the second quarter.
First free throw is good. The Beavers have been very good from the line here today. They are 10 of 11. You could do the math. The Beavers with only 16 points, 10 of them from the free throw line. Only 3 other field goals to speak of. The Beavers are 3 for 16. Second free throw is good. It's 39-17. 22-point advantage for the Dolphins. Now the give to Rubisky, one of her first touches. Flecker to Perrone, inside to Tadaro. Wide open, off the glass, no good. Tadaro gets her own rebound. Layup, no good. Tangled up with Brooks, and it's won by Brooks, and the Dolphins guilty of the foul. Tadaro would like to have that one back, Mike, as she had 2 golden opportunities. Couldn't get the friendly roll.
Yeah, and she's also going to pick up her second personal foul in the process, but you have to like the way she battled against the bigger Ashley Brooks inside, able to get the ball up to the rim twice, and just picking up the loose ball foul when missing the second attempt.
Brooks is 5 for 6 from the line. She missed her first, has been perfect since. Here's the first of 2, no good. So she's now 5 of 7 as Alina DeMontro will come in for the Dolphins. You can see the free throw shooting on your screen. Dolphins just simply haven't had the same number of opportunities. Both teams have been strong from the free throw line. Especially important in a game like this where CCNY just really hasn't been able to get a lot of shots up, and the ones that have, they haven't been able to fall, as for the first time, Beavers missed 2 from the line. Passaturo to Flecker for 3. It's good.
16 first half points now for Samantha Flecker, Dave, including 4 from the three-point line.
And it's the Dolphins' biggest lead of the afternoon, 25 points, 42-17, as Coles now wants to slow things down with about 2 minutes remaining here in the half. It's Coles stepping over. Nice entry into the lane. Off the glass, too strong. And the rebound is going to be toppled on by Zulo. It's going to be a jump ball. The Dolphins will have possession with 26. And, you know, Mike, that doesn't look like much to the naked eye, but those are two teams really fighting hard for the basketball there with 1:50 left.
Yeah, and a real nice job by Rosa Perone, Dave, really getting physical and putting her body on the line, going to the floor and forcing that jump ball, despite the team being in control of this game in the second quarter.
Yeah, so I misspoke. The jump ball was in possession of the Beavers. Here comes Coles. Drops off to Chan. Chan will backpedal now, reset the offense. Now gets the dribble inside, drop off to Zulo. Zulo for three, it's good.
First three-pointer of the game for the Beavers, Dave.
They're 1 for 5 now from beyond the arc. Cut the lead to 22. This is DeMontro. Baseline three, no good off the back iron. Long rebound, won by Flecker. Passaturo thought about one, drops off to DeMontro. DeMontro, cross court to Flecker. Rabisky, baseline, no good. Long rebound, won by DeMontro. DeMontro drops off to Passaturo as we approach 1 minute to go here in the first half. DeMontro to Perone. Inside give to Passaturo. Rabisky drives in, puts one up, no good. Offensive foul called on Brianna Rabisky with 53.3 remaining.
Yeah, and you know, the Dolphins starting to accumulate fouls, and I thought a couple of tough calls in that here in this late in this second quarter. I'm not sure about that one, but Rabinski will pick up the personal. It'll be her first, so the Beavers get to inbound the basketball under a minute remaining.
So it will be Chan to inbound here, 53.3. I believe they'll put those 0.3 seconds back up. See what happens here. Dolphins are in control by 22 points, 42-20. Both teams right around at their season averages as far as points scored, points against, but the Beavers just 4 of 18 from the floor, 22%. The Dolphins, who were averaging about 32%, Mike, at the end of the first quarter, have now brought that up to about 43, as Rabisky is going to be called for a quick foul, and Rabisky does not like it. She hears it from the CCNY contingent, but the Beavers are going to go back to the line, Mike, for a couple of free chances.
Yeah, Rabinski's picked up 2 personals in about 2 seconds, Dave, and I thought both of them were pretty tough calls. But the Beavers are going to go to the line once again, Dave, and, you know, what's been really the only thing keeping them within breathing distance of the Dolphins here so far.
Zulo's first is no good, so CCNY, after starting 11 of 12 from the free throw line, are now 11 of 15, as they've missed their last 3, and Zulo has only taken the 1 shot. It was the three-pointer that went in just moments ago. Second free throw is good. And so now the lead, CSI doubling up on the Beavers, 42-21. DeMontro gives off to Flecker. Back over to DeMontro. DeMontro for 3, right at the line, no good, and Bessie gets the long rebound. Passaturo controls. She wants to backpedal it out. About 9-second differential between shot and game clock here. Dolphins cannot hold for the last shot. DeMontro fakes baseline, now goes there to Mbesi. 11 on the shot clock. Perone, turnaround, blocked by Brooks, but she gets it back. 8 seconds left on the clock. It's Flecker, cross court, DeMontro. Her shot was blocked by Coles, and now here comes CCNY the other way. Coles, 3 against 1, looks down low to Chan. Chan's layup, no good, and it's Mbesi. Dolphins perhaps with a chance. 2 seconds and 1, and it's going to be no good, I believe. We're going to have a whistle here as we have a double dribble called. And I believe they'll put something on the clock here, Mike.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dave.
0.6 of a second. So CCNY with perhaps a pass and shoot situation here. A tip in maybe close to the basket. They'll have to inbound from their own side of the court. Coles will do the inbounding. Touchdown pass underneath, broken up by the Dolphins. It will go out of play. And I believe that will be the end of the first half. Should be. Somebody touched it, Mike.
Yeah, I think so, Dave, is the Dolphins a little bit of
CCNY walking off the floor.
A little bit of a scare there for a second. Rosa Perone going down pretty hard. A couple of physical plays by Rosa to finish the quarter, but I believe that should do it, Dave. That should be the end of the first quarter.
So it is. They've officially called the end of the first half here. So with the Dolphins scoring 26 points in the second quarter, they take a 42-21 lead here at halftime. So we will step aside, take a break. When Mike and I come back, we'll talk halftime stats and get you ready for second half of action right here live. We're going to wait, just pause one moment here, Mike, to see if head coach Tim Shanahan will come on and maybe speak to us for a minute or so. So let's keep it right here. But, Mike, a big second quarter for the Dolphins.
Yeah, you know, the Dolphins got off to a really fast start in the second quarter, Dave. The Beavers were able to keep stay in the game late in that first quarter because the Dolphins just couldn't get a shot in. But in the second quarter, they came out. They hit 3 quick three-pointers back-to-back, 2 early by Samantha Flecker. Continued with their strong defensive play. Got very good play out of Diana Tadaro off the bench, and you know, really took control of this game early in the second quarter, and you know, go into halftime with a 21-point lead.
Yeah, and really the story for the Beavers, they had 19 turnovers in that first half, Mike. They only had 19 shots. So when you've played 20 minutes and you're averaging only 1 shot and 1 turnover per minute, that's going to doom you. It really doesn't matter who you're playing.
Yeah, and, you know, only 4 baskets all game long, Dave. They're 4 of 19, and remember, they hit their first one. So since then, they're 3 of 18, and, you know, it's just not enough scoring to stay in these kind of games. But, you know, you really do have to like some of the things that you see out of this CCNY Beaver team, because they clearly have some talented players, and if they could just figure a way to get the ball up the floor in a coherent offensive way and feed the ball inside, they could find themselves being very dangerous. But, you know, 10 turnovers a quarter, Dave, make it very difficult.
Absolutely. So, Mike, I don't know. Tim Shanahan looks like he's lollygagging around. We're gonna have to abort mission and go straight to commercial, Mike. But when we come back, we'll break things down a little bit more and take a deeper look at the halftime stats. St. Anne's is on the floor playing at halftime, and we will step aside, take a break. Moments from the first half as we go into halftime. The Dolphins well ahead, 42-21. Stay with us.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course.
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball.
When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course.
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who once took care of you.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course.
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Getting ready for the start of the third quarter here live from the tank at the College of Staten Island. It is the Dolphins well ahead of the CCNY Beavers 42-21. We'll take a look at our halftime stats here as we'll get them on your screen momentarily. Obviously indicative of how the halftime score is at this point, 42-21 in favor of the Dolphins. You could see it on your screen now. The Dolphins really improved that shooting percentage, Mike. They were about 31, 32% in the first quarter. That's gone up. We mentioned CCNY's inability to just get shots up. Three-pointers, the Dolphins picked it up at the end of the first quarter again. Free throws, CCNY's been good in that department, but we talked about those two last lines, Mike, during the pregame. The rebounds, CCNY averaging so many, and it's good to see the Dolphins +5 in that category, and then CCNY -10 in the turnover column.
Yeah, you know, the Dolphins, just too many plays coming at the Beavers from too many different directions, and, you know, it really showed itself in that second quarter. The Dolphins have been able to go deep into their bench. They're playing very well, and once they started picking up offensively, Dave, in that second quarter, especially Samantha Flecker getting 4 3-pointers in the half, including 3 in the second quarter. And, you know, Dave, the Dolphins just had 1 3-pointer after 1 quarter, but picked up 5 in that second quarter, and, you know, really have blown this game open to take a 21-point lead.
And a few of the replays that we saw here, Jackie Callie with the steal, and then, of course, a layup the other way from Christina Passatoro. And, of course, here another as another turnover. Once again, I think this was the same play here as Passatoro was able to get it out. But, you know, it was plays like that, converting off of mistakes and, you know, making sure the Dolphins bury him at the end. That's really been the key as we get a good look at that. So, once again, 42-21 is our halftime score. You could see final preparations being made here for the second half. And, you know, you talk about the keys to the game for the Dolphins, Mike, in the opener. What's the keys for CCNY trying to scratch and claw their way back into this one?
Well, it's going to be tough on the Beavers. You know, they have 2 players in personal fouls, 2 of their better players, Ashley Brooks with 2, Erica Redwood with 3. But the Dolphins find themselves with a lot of players with 2 personal fouls. They have 5 players with 2 personals, Dave, and 1 with 3 in Angelique Price. Craig Callie, McEwen, as well as Rabinski and Tadero, all with 2 personals. So if you're the Beavers, you want to continue to try to make your way back in from the free throw line, try to keep the Dolphins in foul trouble.
And as you can see, it's the Dolphins with the opening possession here of the second half. It's Price dropping off to Cray, spinning it around to Flecker. The give and go with Callie. Traveling violation called against Flecker and the Dolphins. So for Flecker, that is turnover number 2 on the afternoon. And for the Dolphins, it's turnover number 10 as a team. Getting it over the timeline is the Beavers here. Chan giving it up to Zulo. Around the horn for LaSalle. Back up top to Zulo, back to LaSalle. Redwood was looking inside, couldn't find Brooks. Back up top to Zulo. They work it around the perimeter. This is Chan for 3, too short. Brooks with the offensive board and the putback.
So the Dolphins allow the Beavers to score in their first possession off of the offensive rebound by Brooks.
Touchdown pass, won by Callie, but kicking it back out. Passatoro for a long 3. Too hard. Offensive rebound for Flecker. If she could control, she does, but timeout called by the Dolphins. A 30-second timeout with 27 left on the shot clock. So Dolphins want to retain possession.
Yeah, so quick early timeout here for the Dolphins to start the second quarter. Just 1 basket in the game, that for the Beavers as they cut the deficit inside of 20, and the Dolphins lead by 19.
Yeah, so the Dolphins in control. Obviously, we mentioned the wanting to stay out of foul trouble. They do pick up the 1 quick turnover here. And, Mike, we should mention when we have a little bit of a brief moment that this is only game 1 of a doubleheader. CSI men will take on the CCNY men in a rematch of last year's CUNY championship. Teams look a lot different than they did a few months ago in late February, back when they met at the Nat Holman Gymnasium. But always a good matchup when the 2 men's teams in this series get together.
Yeah, really looking forward to the first men's conference home game this year. Men coming off of 2 big conference wins on the road.
So Dolphins retain control here with the shot clock down under 15 seconds. It's Cray, cross court to Flecker, back to Cray. Now Price, wide open, 3-point goal. It rattles around, no good, but Callie with an offensive rebound. This is Passatoro. Steps out, baseline give. Callie back to Cray, off the glass, in, and the foul.
So Victoria Cray picking up her first points of the afternoon, Dave, as she gets the layup and has an opportunity to go to the line and complete a 3-point play.
Yeah, tough line in that first half for Cray, who spent some time on the bench there, especially with 2 fouls. And she completes the 3-point play. Dolphins up now 45-23, their first points of the second half. This is Redwood. being fronted by Flecker, is able to get it off to Zulo. Zulo to Chan. Chan left open. Long range two. No good. And the battle for the rebound won by the Beavers. As last touch, I believe, by Price, as she was battling with Brooks.
Yeah, so Price keeping the ball alive. The Beavers able to get another possession.
It is LaSalle underneath who will do the honors. Tipped by the Dolphins and picked off by Passaturo. 20th turnover of the game for CCNY. Underneath, Flecker layup is good.
Yeah, so Flecker with really her best first half of the season, picking up with another basket. She leads all scorers with 18 now for the Dolphins.
And points off of turnovers now 20 for the Dolphins. This is Cray, another turnover for the Beavers. Coast to coast, Victoria Cray off the glass, no good. And the rebound won by Redwood. She drops it off to Chan. Chan now, 2 against 2 the other way. Spots up, long range 2, no good. Long rebound, bounces out. Last touch by, no, actually it's going to be a foul against Price.
Yeah, so Deborah Chan struggling from the field as well as Price picks up her 4th personal, Dave.
Yeah, so might be a prompt exit here for Angelique Price, although no activity here on the CSI bench, so she will stay in the game at least for this sequence. Dolphins with 15 fouls in the game, 4 of them on Price. Redwood underneath, great give by Zulo, and that interrupts the Dolphins' run. Lead back down to 22. Flecker, give and go with Callie. It's off of Flecker's kneecap and out of bounds as we see Tadaro coming in for Price for the Dolphins. Tadaro's played very well in the first half.
And that was a nice offensive sequence by the Beavers, Dave. They knew Price had 4 fouls. They took the ball right inside, and Price had to let the player go in for the layup.
Yeah, so here comes Chan now, driving sideline, off the glass, too light on the touch. Rebound won by Callie. Callie, turn around, catches up to it. This is Cray, drops off to Tadaro. Up top, Callie, thought about a 3, opts out. Jackie Callie has not attempted a 3-point basket tonight, Mike. Unconventional to see that. She's averaging 44%. This is Passaturo with a long 3, no good. Wrapped up by LaSalle. She will backpedal and now get the offense started. LaSalle lost the dribble. It was just simply picked off by Flecker. Great defensive play. 3-on-1 the other way. Tadaro opts out, gives it back over to Passaturo. Her layup was good.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dave. That was a nice unselfish play by Passatoro to give it up, and an even more unselfish play by Tadaro to give it back.
Zulo takes the 3, no good. Long rebound, sees it go out of bounds is Cray. So 6:21 remaining in the third quarter. The Dolphins are up by 24. They have scored 22 points off of CCNY turnovers, 22 of them in total.
And that last basket by Passatoro, Dave, puts her in double figures once again.
And it's Flecker missing an open jumper off the fingertips of Tadaro on the rebound, so possession will go back to the Beavers. It was a 13-0 run to start the second quarter that really opened this game up for the Dolphins. They were up by 5 at the end of 1. Here is Brooks now. In the paint, steps out, gives up to LaSalle for 3. It's good. And with that 3-pointer, CCNY wants to talk things over. They've cut the lead to 21 again. It is a full timeout. We will step aside, take a break. It's the Dolphins 49 and the Beavers 28. Stay with us. You're watching CSI Women's Basketball right here on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com. So, Mike, we'll keep it right here while we have a few technical difficulties with our commercial break. But nonetheless, the Dolphins up 49-28. They led by 21 at the half. Both teams have scored 7 here. But Coach Jamie Angeli from CCNY, recognizing his team might be on a little bit of a run. Recognizing after the 3-pointer, taking a timeout, looking to keep momentum going.
Yeah, and, you know, Dave, the Dolphins coming out here in the third quarter, continuing to hustle all out on the floor and, you know, playing well, and, you know, CCNY figuring out a couple of things offensively and
go out of bounds. Substitutions here as Blair will come back in, along with Coles for the Beavers. Dolphins will inbound, still with 30 seconds. Tadaro back up top to Cray. Dolphins reset their offense. Up by a bunch. Three-pointer for Cray this time, no good. Long rebound, won by Coles. And now Coles will have possession here, and CCNY starts their offense. Coles barks out the offensive orders here. Tries to dribble left. She might have lost it. That will be tipped. Oh, and then Coles actually took a step in the backcourt. And there's a three-point attempt for Zulo. No good, too strong. Bounces off a couple of Dolphins, and Flecker is able to get to it. Flecker, pass to Passatoro. Left open for three. No good, too strong. Tadaro, offensive board. It's Callie. Callie elects not to shoot. Once again, it's Cray. Cray up top. Gets the signals from the coaching staff. Cray around the horn. Flecker, 10 on the shot clock. Inside give to Tadaro. Unselfish Tadaro getting rid of it. Looking for Callie.
And she has 3 assists already on the game today, Dave. And once again had the ball inside, looked to feed it out, tipped by the Beavers. So the Dolphins maintain possession with 8 to shoot.
Dolphins up by 24. Callie wide open for 3. Her first attempt of the game. It's good.
Yeah, that's that three-pointer you were looking for, Dave.
Yeah, kind of unconventional to see her not shoot that a little bit more. She's 12 of 26 for the season, 45%. Dolphins with their biggest lead, 27 points. It's Coles, and she's reached in on by Tadaro, so Tadaro will pick up the foul. And for the Dolphins, that will be foul number 3 on Diana Tadaro.
Yeah, so Tadaro finds herself in foul trouble with 3, a little bit of a touch foul out on the perimeter for Diana.
6 points, 5 rebounds for Diana Tadaro, but now her 3rd foul. She remains in the game. Zulo control. She was looking inside, and now it's Callie who looked to reach in on Blair. And so Callie will get whistled for her 3rd personal. Callie with 9 points and 4 rebounds in this one. And for the Dolphins, that'll be their 3rd team foul. So 2 more for the bonus for the Beavers. Zulo will inbound. All the way up top to Chan. Back to Zulo. Blair turns. She travels.
Yeah, so the Beavers will turn the ball over, but the Dolphins continue to accumulate fouls, up by 27.
And wide open to Tadaro underneath. She had to catch up to it, though. Her pass went errant, and Zulu got it back, and it will be a kickball whistled against the Dolphins, so another inbound attempt here as we have Nicole Mbesi coming into the game, replacing Callie, who just picked up her 3rd foul moments ago.
And you gotta love the way, Dave, the Dolphins continue to play defense here in this second half, really flying all over, hustling despite the big lead here in this 3rd quarter.
You take a look at the turnovers on your screen. CCNY guilty of 25 here. Dolphins are a plus 12 in that category. It's really come to a big difference as the Dolphins have taken 29 more shots. Zulo for 3, no good. Gets her own rebound, a lengthy one, out of bounds. And another turnover for CCNY. That's number 26.
Yeah, nice job by Zulo following up on the missed shot, Dave, but stepping out of bounds. So the Dolphins with the basketball once again.
Cray catches up to that one, drops it off to Passaturo. Crossed the way to Mbesi. Cray, Flecker. The look underneath, now opts outside to Passaturo. Dolphins go around the horn, looking for someone up top. It's Cray down low instead. Weaves her way in and was blocked by Brooks. And it'll be a foul whistled, I believe, against Brooks. Actually, no, it'll be on Blair, who's the culprit. So for Blair, that will be foul number 2. No shot attempt on that as it came after the block. So Dolphins will just get a fresh 30. Passaturo controlling now. Used to seeing the Dolphins a little bit more active offensively, Mike. Not a lot of motion here. Now they do send Mbesi into the paint. Lost control, and this is Chan now with it. Touchdown pass over to Coles. Coles blocked by Passaturo, but she was out of bounds on the touch. So the ball will stay with CCNY, but a nice defensive play by Passatoro, who reached around and was able to get herself the block.
Yeah, very nice defensive play by Passatoro. That'll be her first block of the year, Dave.
Wow. 24 seconds on the shot clock. Zulo looks left, now has to opt right for Blair. Blair cutting into the paint, drops one off the glass, no good, too strong. Passatoro with the rebound. CSI 3-on-3 the other way. Tadaro, turnaround layup is good, and the foul. And a nice feeder by Passatoro.
Yeah, and beautiful assist that time by Christina. She fed the ball into Tadaro, who lays it up and in. And Tadaro now with 8 points for the Dolphins and another opportunity to complete the three-point play.
As you mentioned, Tadaro, a good free throw shooter. She's 2 for 3 on the afternoon. Looking to give the Dolphins their first 30-point lead of the game. She does. It's the Dolphins' biggest lead. And the Dolphins are on a 9-0 run.
Yeah, another run for the Dolphins as they continue to open their lead up.
So Chan now racing down the far sideline. Has to deal with Mbesi, sheds her. Pass was blocked by Passatoro. Here she comes the other way. Cole's the only defender deep. Off the glass, no good, but Passatoro will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, nice defensive play by Christina there to get the steal and take it to the basket. She's able to draw the foul, and she'll go to the free throw line as the Dolphins now in a little bit of extended garbage time here, Dave, in the second half.
First time at the line for Passatoro tonight. She's 6 of 13 from the floor, 2 for 6 from three-point range, and now adds a single digit via the free throw line to her complete line. 15 points, second on the team. She's got 4 rebounds, 4 assists. As you can see on your screen, her shooting tonight. Leading scorer in the NCAA Division III ranks, Christina Passatoro, 15 points. And if this score continues to hold, Mike, we might not see a lot of her in the fourth quarter. That's been the MO for the Dolphins. They've gotten a lot of their reserve players in the final 10 minutes. Passatoro hits both. Dolphins are up by their biggest margin. It's Redwood now controlling for the Beavers. Looking to get some positive momentum here before the end of this third quarter. CSI an 11-0 run. This is Coles underneath, stripped by Tadaro. Tadaro gets it back, almost had it taken away, is able to get it out. Here come the Dolphins the other way. Flecker, cross court, Passatoro wide open for 3, it's good.
Yeah, Christina really starting to heat up, Dave. She was quiet and now is the leading scorer with 19.
19 points for Passatoro. Takes over the team lead, as Mike just mentioned. And the Dolphins up by 35 thanks to a 14-0 run. 1:12 remaining in the third. Drop pass over the defense for Brooks, and Brooks breaks up the run with another bucket inside. 13 now for Brooks. In the corner now, Flecker. Up top to Passatoro. Thought about a long 3. Gets some smiles from the CSI bench as she opts out. Tadaro, short range 2 from the baseline, no good. Coles with the rebound. Coles races down the sideline. Dolphins are there. The pass given to Blair. Blair up top for Brooks. 40 seconds remaining in the third. 23-second differential between game and shot. Dolphins up by 33. Megan McEwen, of course, had checked in a while ago. Blair cuts inside, foul on Flecker.
Boy, and the Beavers with an opportunity to go to the free throw line once again, Dave. And, they only have 30 points in this game, just 9 points so far here in the third quarter, and 12 of those points, Dave, from the free throw line.
Yep, and the one area where they've really shined has been from the free throw line, but Blair missing the first.
Just 8 baskets for the Beavers, Dave, through almost 3 full quarters.
Yeah, they had 4 of them at halftime and 4 more here in the third. CCNY's second free throw is short once again, but a long rebound gets into the hands of Blair, and now Blair's going to get fouled again, so she will go to the line here as Christina Passatoro picks up the foul. So the Dolphins are over the limit, and CCNY in the bonus, so Blair, who's 0 for 2 from the line, will get 2 more shots.
Yeah, so Blair will go to the free throw line again. I thought it was a little bit of a touchy foul out there for Passatoro. 2 free throws for the Beavers.
First is no good. So CCNY started the game 11 of 12 from the line, Mike, and since then they are 1 of 8 from the free throw line.
Yeah, 0 for 3 so far here in the third.
Second, no good, off the side of the rim, and Blair 0 for 4 from the stripe. Dolphins can hold for the last shot if they want it, and Tim Shanahan certainly alluding to that as he holds up the number 1. Flecker almost lost it, gets it back now. 12 seconds on the game clock. The give inside and Bessie to McEwen. McEwen to Flecker. Flecker drops low to Tadaro. Tadaro looking up top, Passaturo. 3 seconds, 2 and 1. And we have a foul whistled against the Beavers as Passaturo will get a couple of shots from the line where she's 2 for 2, and the foul whistled against number 21, Blair.
Christina coming up a little bit limping on the play, but appears to be okay as she'll go to the free throw line with just 1.1 seconds remaining with 2 free throws. Christina 2 for 2 from the line here this afternoon, make it 2 for 3.
Yeah, Dolphins were 6 for 7 from the line before that miss. Passaturo looking to hit the 20-point mark tonight. She does. Puts the Dolphins up by 34. 1 second remaining here. It's got to be a pass and shoot situation. Blair's three-pointer is off the mark. So the Dolphins, after 3 quarters of play, Mike, have themselves a 64-30 advantage. They had a 21-point lead at the end of the half. They extend that to 13 more here in the third. So when we come back, the fourth and final quarter here live from the tank at the Sports and Rec Center. It's the Dolphins 64 and CCNY 30. Stay with us. Control here, working against Mbesi. Crystal Blair cuts in, right side, foul, whistle. It's going to go against, I believe, Samantha Flecker, who was spilled on the play. And for Flecker, that'll be her third.
So Flecker picks up the third foul and gets plowed over in the process, Dave. So a tough foul against Flecker, and that will lead to a couple of free throws here as Blair will go to the line to shoot 2.
It is good, the first. So Blair, who was 0 for 4 prior to that make, now 1 for 5. Second free throw is up and good. Cuts the lead to 32 with 8:28 remaining. Megan McEwen seeing extended minutes here for the Dolphins. Running point. Gets it over to Flecker. Flecker around for Price. McEwen. Down low, Perrone. She's going to get fouled by Brooks. That was an easy one for the officials to call, but that is Brooks' 4th foul. Fresh 30 for the Dolphins.
Yeah, so Brooks now picking up her 4th. She's 1 away from fouling out, and she'll remain in the game for the Beavers.
That one batted right back down. Dolphins have had a lot of success with these inbounds underneath the basket. Seen Callie hit a few easy layups on gives from Cray. Now an open in Bessie, giving it back to McEwen. McEwen for 3, no good. Not enough on it as Chan gets the rebound. The Beavers looking to run, drop off to LaSalle. LaSalle's layup no good. Collected by Perrone, the rebound. Flecker underneath to Price. Misguided pass. Price was able to catch up to it. Dolphins work it around. Flecker left open for a hair, drops it off. Far side, Price for 3, no good. And the long rebound ends up into the hands of Chan. Dolphins a little chilly here in the 4th quarter. LaSalle wants to reset the offense. Drops off to Blair. Blair pulls up, jumper, no good. Long rebound won by Chan. Chan spots up for 3, it's good. Nothing but twine for Chan.
Yeah, Deborah's first basket in 7 attempts, Dave. She's 1 of 7, and the Dolphins lead now under 30.
Yeah, she's one of only 2 CCNY scorers averaging in double digits. So they've kept her off the scoreboard tonight. She's also CCNY's leading three-point shooter. That's her 21st 3 of the season. McEwen, a Perrone. The Dolphins continue to string together passes here. Price for 3, no good. Long rebound. Had it, and losing it was Perrone, but it was last touched and stripped out of her hands. So Dolphins will have a fresh 30 and possession as CCNY will get some substitutions. Sabrina Diaz with her first action. And number 32, Melanie Torres, another freshman coming into the game. So Coach Jamie Angeli, understanding what the parameters of this game hold, wants to see something out of his first-year players here in these final 6.5 minutes.
And the Dolphins looking to run shot clock on a lot of these possessions, Dave, here, taking the air out of the ball a little bit, trying to get the shot clock inside of 10.
Mbesi puts up a long 2, no good. Perone gets the rebound. The layup is no good. It was waved off, but we are going to have a foul whistled against Sabrina Diaz. 5'7" freshman from Congers, New York, Clarkston South High School. And I'm sure, Mike, the Dolphins bench getting a little antsy too. Players like Daniela Zerpolo, Brianna Rubisky. These are the players that are likely to check into the game. Vasaja Watson, etc. Perone up top. Price. Mbesi back to Perone. McEwen, short jumper, no good. Long rebound, won by Perone. Nice job by Perone to extend for that one. And another fresh 30 seconds for the Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins have been down on the offensive end for over a minute here, Dave, I believe.
Few chances here. Mbesi, Price for 3, no good. And the battle for the rebound, it's going to be won by the Beavers as Perone, guilty of shielding away Crystal Blair. So for Perone, that's her second. And we'll see Daniela Zerpolo right on cue check in for the Dolphins. She replaces Samantha Flecker. That's probably the last we've seen of her. Flecker tied for the team lead with 20 points. She led with 8 rebounds.
Yeah, and Sam with those big baskets early in the second quarter that helped blow this game open for the Dolphins as they took a lead early on, Dave, and never looked back.
Chan for 3, no good. Long rebound won by Blair as she travels, unfortunately, with it. Blair was looking to perhaps dish and lost control there, but Flecker was 2 rebounds and 2 steals away from a triple-double, Mike. She also had 8 steals in the game, part of 12 for the Dolphins in total. I'm sorry, 20 for the Dolphins in total. Price on the baseline, playing with 4 fouls, drops off to McEwen. Perone resets, Zerpolo and McEwen. The give underneath to Price. I believe that pass, that shot might have been blocked, but McEwen for 3 puts one up, no good. Battle for the rebound. It's going to be CSI's ball thanks to a foul. I believe that might be against Melanie Torres.
Yeah, another foul, Dave, on the Beavers is Perone. Very active here in the fourth quarter for the Dolphins.
Yeah, we mentioned as Zerpolo puts up a long 2, no good. But we talked about the Beavers getting a lot of second chance opportunities thanks to rebounds as LaSalle puts that one in. But the Dolphins lead in that department today, 14-7. Lead cut down to 27 points here with 5 minutes to go. Zerpolo cross court to Price. Price up top. McEwen, they work it around the horn. Zerpolo, short 2, no good. She misses it again. And the outlet pass successful again for LaSalle as she got the rebound from Torres. Blair working against Price. Going left, off the glass, no good. I don't know if Perone might have gotten a piece of that one. And this is Zerpolo the other way for the Dolphins. She'll reset to McEwen. Price, the only senior on the floor for the Dolphins. You're looking at the future of CSI otherwise. Mbesi, short 2, rattles around, no good. Zerpolo gets the rebound and reset over to Mbesi.
Then the Dolphins pull the ball out once again, Dave, as they look to run shot clock. We're going to have a substitution timeout here for the Dolphins.
And it will be Brianna Rubisky who will replace Price. Price will exit the game tonight. 5 points, 4 rebounds. She was only 2 for 10 from the floor. She had 4 fouls, and Rubisky will take her place. So now, Mike, you have a junior in Nicole Mbesi on the floor, Rosa Perone. And then, of course, it's straight freshmen the rest of the way. McEwen, Zerpolo, and Rubisky.
Good opportunity for the freshmen to get some play here in conference action.
Driving baseline was Rubisky. Nice dish. Perone over to McEwen. Perone with another offensive rebound. Quick putback, no good. They battle again. Rubisky has it, and she was fouled. As coming in late on the play, I believe, was Sabrina Diaz. And it will be whistled on Diaz. That'll be her second.
So Rubinski got a couple of minutes in the second quarter, Dave, and played pretty actively, although she was charged with a couple of fouls, and this time she draws one as the Dolphins will inbound as game clock continues to wind down.
Yeah, and again, CSI with just so much possession on this side of the floor. Second and third chances for the Dolphins. And Bessie controls, under 20 on the shot clock. Zerpolo up top to McEwen. McEwen baseline. And Bessie looking for Zerpolo. She keeps it together, keeps it in. Baseline pass over to Perrone. Her layup no good. A scrum for the ball. Foul on Perrone, I believe, as she got into the arms and tangled up with Blair. Perrone's third. CSI's fourth of the fourth. So next foul on either team puts either team in the bonus. CCNY outscoring the Dolphins 9-2 in this quarter. Coles puts a layup up. It was short, no good, and Perrone with another rebound. Perrone with rebound number 6 here in limited duty. Dolphins out-rebounding CCNY 44-38, and that's something we did not expect coming in. Great job by Coles to interrupt the pass. Her layup no good, and Rubinski's going to be called for a foul. She can't believe it, neither can I. That was a poor call.
Boy,
there,
Dave, if you can't do that, you can't play defense, Dave. And, I thought that Rubinski's been on the short end of a couple of calls here so far. The freshman now picks up a third. Of course, with the game score being what it is, no real impact on this afternoon's game.
Coles 0 for 6 from the floor, but she's 4 for 4 from the line and make that 5 for 5 as those account for all of her points. As we'll get our first look from Eltina Vojka. Vojka replacing Mbesi, so now the Dolphins will go with 4 freshmen in the game with Rosa Perrone. Second free throw for Coles is perfect. And CCNY has now outscored the Dolphins 11-2 in the fourth quarter. And Mike, with the game in hand, and the score being what it is in the fourth, CCNY freshmen have a lot to prove here. And their second chance players, remember, really all 5 of the young ladies on the floor battling for time, and those minutes will be big down the road.
Yeah, that's it exactly, Dave. For, players on both teams, a good opportunity to get some experience. And, the Dolphin freshmen playing well. There just hasn't been anybody that's been able to hit a shot.
LaSalle misses on this end, but Blair is able to clean things up. So the game now is a 23-point affair after the Dolphins took a 34-point lead into the fourth. Vojka, baseline jumper, no good. Long rebound collected by Diaz. Diaz with the dribble. Drops off to LaSalle. CCNY looking to get off some good shots here in the final minute and a half. It's LaSalle left open briefly. Pass was errant by Torres. Coles, 10 seconds left. Coles driving, and it's Vojka. Shifting from side to side, got too much body in on Cole, so Vojka picks up her first. And Cole's going to go back to the line, Mike, where she is 6 for 6 tonight.
Yeah, the Dolphins now 26 fouls on the afternoon, Dave, as they'll have free throws now coming up for Coles.
She's been brilliant from the line. 7 for 7. Dolphins will get 2 more substitutions in. Elena DeMontro, Visaja Watson will check in, replacing Perrone and McEwen. Visaja Watson is a sophomore, and so is Elena DeMontro, but they've got very limited time last year as freshmen. Quality 85 seconds for them here. CCNY down by 21. They've outscored the Dolphins 15-2 in this quarter. Dolphins could use some points. Zerpolo, Rubinski underneath, layup no good. Bounces around, Coles gets the rebound. Spot up 3 for LaSalle, it's good! 3-point goal knocks this one down to 18 points with 1 minute to go. 18-2, CCNY has outscored the Dolphins here in the fourth. Watson from Zerpolo. Sorry, Mike, as we have a travel by Zerpolo.
And I was just going to say, Dave, these teams will face off again on January 22nd at the Nat Holman Gymnasium. And, you know, if you're the Beavers, you certainly have something to build off of here in this fourth quarter.
Absolutely. They've shot the ball well from the line. They were able to generate foul calls. Some positive momentum with which to build, obviously, as Mike just said. And we have another foul whistled against the Dolphins. There's no basket as the foul resulted on the floor, but either way, the Beavers will go to the line. It will be Blair. Blair 2 for 6 from the line, but she did make her last 2. 66-48 is our score. That will continue to be the case. CCNY has outscored the Dolphins in the second half, 27-24. Second free throw, no good. But a quick rebound and putback, no good by Torres. 7-second differential between game and shot. Dolphins can hold here and get the game clock down to within 10 seconds. Basaja Watson back to Zerpolo, 15 on the shot clock. DeMontro, Voika. Voika looking for space, finds DeMontro, 10 on the shot clock. DeMontro, Voika for 3, Voika no good, and it's Torres. Under 10 seconds remaining. CCNY can hold for the final shot. Baseline, LaSalle dribbles in, long 2, no good, and that is the ball game. The CCNY Beavers outscore the Dolphins 18-2 in the final quarter, but Dolphins went in with a 34-point lead at the end of 3, and they win this one, Mike, by 18, 66-48.
Yeah, you know, Dave, kind of a strange way to end a dominating victory for the Dolphins, getting outscored by 16, as you mentioned, in the fourth quarter. But it really was a fourth quarter, Dave, where the Dolphins' main goal was to run down the clock, and this game was never really in doubt in the fourth quarter. So a nice win for the Dolphins, 20 points apiece for Passatoro and Flecker as the Dolphins continue to roll, Dave, in CUNYAC conference play.
Yeah, absolutely, Mike. You know, the Dolphins have now won 5 straight games. They improved to 2-1 at home. They're 3-0 in the conference, and you got to feel good about how the Dolphins are playing. Again, a lot of their starters only playing 3 quarters, maybe a little bit more than 3 quarters, but really the Dolphins, Mike, have done some good things. And an 18-point victory going into a 3-game stretch where they'll play some non-conference teams, I think it's got to feel good for this unit.
Yeah, you definitely have to feel good, Dave. They've now won 5 consecutive games. Their record is up to 7-1. They'll play at home for the next couple of games. A non-conference game against William Patterson, as they'll be here at the Tank on Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. A game we'll have for you on CSI Sportsnet. And then the Dolphins will be off through the Christmas holiday until they come back in action against New Jersey City University. Very active week in between Christmas and New Year's, Dave, as the women will have a home game in addition to the Tournament of Heroes.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we are going to get Samantha Flecker on the air with us in just a moment. So we'll wait for her to come on board, Mike. But again, like you mentioned, a couple of big non-conferences coming up as well. Samantha Flecker, fresh from the locker room, reaching out to us here. So Samantha, thank you for joining us here on the post-game show. Listen, on the final result, 18 points on the scoreboard, but you guys had this game well in hand, and it seemed like from the very outset the goal was to pressure CCNY to turning the ball over.
As Coach said in halftime, I should say, that our defense is being phenomenal. Our defense wins our games, and that's what happened when we won CUNY champs last year. Our defense was wins it for us, so if we clinch down defense every single game, that's how we come out with these big wins.
And it seemed like in the first quarter the team was kind of struggling to score a little bit, but you steadied that. You finished with 20 points, a majority of them in the second half, 8 rebounds, 8 steals as well. Did you feel like you had to take on more of the scoring role as the team struggled to score in the first couple minutes?
Me and Chrissy always talk about this. If Chrissy doesn't hit, I start hitting, or it's vice versa. So like Chrissy's been on for the past few days, and she's about to have one off game. And Coach even said that the kids run a box and 1 on her to lock down Chrissy. So someone had to step up and take the scoring role, whether it be me and Jackie from the 3-point range. So I stepped up. They started coming at me, so I started giving Chrissy the ball. Chrissy started shooting, and that's the way it works out for us.
Samantha, the team is playing really well. You've won 7 of 8 to start the season, including 5 in a row. 3 non-conference games coming up between now and New Year's. What is the team looking to accomplish over those 3 games?
The team just looking to accomplish, just playing our game, just playing hard, giving 110% every time we go on the court. We're not going to step back. We're not going to lay off on anything that we do. So we have William Patterson on Tuesday. That's going to be a tough one because we went up there last year. So we just play our game and just knock on defense, start hitting our shot, doing what we do best. We can do it.
Absolutely. Well, Samantha, congratulations on a great game. Big 5-game winning streak. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you.
All right. Samantha Flecker, of course, senior, one of many on this Dolphins team, guiding them together. 5 straight wins. Might they go to 7-1, and a great way to return home after a big road trip.
Yeah, great way to start a matinee Saturday, Dave. A snowy afternoon here at the Tank at the College of Staten Island, and looking forward to the men as they look to extend their undefeated streak in CUNYAC play as well.
All right, so we have about 25 minutes to go before the jump here. Let's take a look at some quick final stats before we wrap things up here. You can see the final score. The shooting percentages are the same. 3-point percentages about the same. Mike, where it really all comes down to is that final stat, the turnovers. It's where the Dolphins win every single game. They're a +15 coming into this game, a +14 tonight. It makes sense that the final score ends up looking like that.
Yeah, and Dave, and you could take those fourth quarter statistics and kind of throw them out the window. Nice job for the Dolphins here this afternoon. A game that they fell behind 2-0 in, never were behind from that point forward. Nice, nearly wire-to-wire victory for the Dolphins. 7 of 8 for them to start the year, and now the men look to go 3-0 in conference play as well.
All right, so we have about 25 minutes or so before the CSI men tip-off. What Mike and I will do is we will conclude this broadcast. In a few minutes, we'll be on with our second feed. If you're watching us through CSI Sportsnet, scroll a little bit down on your screen. Get ready for the men's broadcast. We'll go back on the air in about 5 or 6 minutes. Get you set for that with our modified pregame. In the meantime, our final score here for the women's game, it's the College of Staten Island 66 and CCNY 48. Our next broadcast for women's basketball will be on Tuesday, December 12th. But before that, we're just moments away from CSI men's basketball. We wish you a great rest of the afternoon. We'll see you for the men's game, and we'll return soon right here on CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com.